Hey everybody, Cassandra Von Worsley back here. I found a location where there is not rain currently happening in Wyoming, so I could deliver this double episode for those of you who are new to Fire Your Inner Critic, Find Your Inner Badass, and finally build your business. I'm Cassandra Von Worsley, your inner badass business coach. So I'm doing double FB Live trainings this week because this weekend, and really Friday included, probably tomorrow I'll take care of doing a double episode. I had to catch up because Monday was a setup debacle. So Monday's FB Live didn't happen. Yesterday I did 2 FB Lives. Today I'm doing 2 FB Lives. And then I think tomorrow is just 1 and that will catch me up to Friday. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you're like, man, she's in the car again, or she is wearing the same sweatshirt. Well, I wear the same clothes every day anyway, because I don't want to have to make those kinds of decisions. But I will say I'm doing double episodes. So one thing I do want to say, because this morning has been a little fun excursion of attempting to shoot outdoors, it raining, and me having to improvise. I just want to say to all of my fellow entrepreneurs, have fun making mistakes. Have fun making mistakes. This has been really fun. Attempting to drive 45 minutes out into the country to get beautiful mountain views, only to get the tripod set up and the video almost ready to start and it starts to downpour. That was kind of fun. It was kind of fun. So I would say have fun making mistakes. I did my temper tantrum thing on Monday and that was not fun. And this morning I'm just rolling with the punches and having fun making mistakes. So have fun making mistakes. All right. What am I talking about in today's FB Live training? So I love this one because whenever I'm coaching aspiring entrepreneurs or people who work full time but want to become entrepreneurs, they're considering a side hustle, they're considering starting a business. One of the biggest objections, and I really think it's not an objection, it is a self-belief issue. It's an inner critic / inner badass issue. One of the biggest things that they will say to me is, how am I going to build a business around that when I'm not an expert? I don't have 20 years of experience. I don't have 5 degrees in that arena. I don't feel like I'm an expert. I feel like I have to get this thing and this certification and that degree in order for people to see me as an expert. So in today's FB Live training, I want to talk about how do you get over the need to be an expert? Because to me, anytime I hear somebody tell me that, first thing I want to say is bullshit. That's the first thing I want to say. And the second thing that I want to say is this is really not about expertise. This is not an expertise issue. This is a worthiness issue. It really, at the end of the day, is an inner leadership issue. It is a self-belief issue. Now, I'm going to put it to you like this. The reason why people who start successful businesses, who build, I won't even say start, who build successful businesses, manage to build their success is because 1, they believe in their talents, gifts, and abilities. 2, they know how worthy they are of their own success. And 3, they're not helping people because they feel like they are higher than those people, like they're the experts or they're the master and everybody below them needs to learn. Nobody likes to learn from people who put themselves on a pedestal. That's not why people will buy from you. That's not why they will work with you. People will work with you if you really want to break it down, because sometimes we see people in business and we go, they have no experience. They have no credentials and they're selling snake oil. How are they doing that? But this person has 30 years of experience, can't even get one client. And while I totally disagree with the people selling snake oil who have no experience, who are tampering in businesses and making tons of money, and they're not congruent with really being able to help other people, what I will say about the whole situation is this. Your tribe is for you. They are meant for you. You haven't met them yet, but you will never get to them so long as you think that the reason they're going to come to you, the reason they're going to say yes to your products or services is because you have a plaque on your wall, you have a degree on your wall, you have a certification on your wall. If you think the reason people are going to shop with you, buy from you, spend time with you is because of your credentials, you are so missing the mark on this. People don't buy from people because they see you as an expert. People buy from people because they know you care enough about them to give them the solution. They believe in you and they believe in the solution that you offer, period. And so that's why you have a Bill Gates who has a high school education running, starting, having Microsoft. That's why you had a Steve Jobs, again, did not finish college, building Apple. Their degrees meant nothing. None of that means anything to people. And I really want people to get this home, because especially if you feel like, well, I got to get this degree and I got to get that degree. Do you realize how many people call themselves coach and are phenomenal coaches and do not have a coaching credential? I've gotten a coaching credential. Let me not go on a tangent about how much of a waste of time I think that is. When you are gifted to be a coach, a counselor, a writer, when you are gifted to serve people with your talents and gifts in the way that you do, God qualified you. There's no piece of paper that's going to qualify you. And even further, sometimes God will qualify you for something, but if you don't trust the talent that he qualified you with, if you don't trust the timing of your life, you're going to miss the boat on the business anyway, because you are dealing with your lack of self-worth, and you're too busy dealing with your own stuff about your own self-worth that you're not out helping the people you were born to help. So what am I trying to say? Let me not go on a tangent here. You don't have to be an expert to be successful in business. You don't have to have 5 degrees to be successful in business. You do not have to have every certification to be successful in business. Now, there are certain industries where in those states you need to be licensed. In those states you need to follow their protocol. And if you're in that field, for example, if you are a therapist, in most states you must be a licensed therapist, that there are requirements, masters and a certain test you have to take. I mean, there are industries where, yes, you do need to be licensed. So you follow the rules in those categories. But I am talking to every entrepreneur who has gifts and talents and things you love to do and things people in your family come to you for all the time and advice that they ask you. And it's not an industry that is dictated by licensure in any way, shape, or form. And you keep holding yourself back because, well, I don't, you love to cook, but I didn't become a chef. So because I didn't go to chef school, whatever that is, I can't be a chef. Who says that? Like, start a YouTube video channel and cook for people in your kitchen with a YouTube channel. You're a chef. Done. And so I think the reality is if you are telling yourself the story that I have to wait a few years to become the expert so people will then buy from me, so then people will then shop with me. That's not how it works ever. People buy from people that they can relate to. People buy from people that they say, man, she gets where I'm at. He gets where I'm at. They know. People buy from people that they go, I know when I call this person, they're going to help me. They're going to give me the solution because I believe in them and they care about me. Care and belief in business go way farther than any credential you're ever going to get. And if you're waiting to feel ready, if you're waiting to feel like an expert, if you're like, well, I need before I can really say I'm a coach, I need to go get this credential and that, you'll spend forever in school, but you won't actually be serving the tribe that you came to serve. So at the end of the day, here's what I'm going to say. The only level of expertise that you need in your business, provided that it's not monitored by licensure or any of those other things on a state or federal level, is you need to have a story and an experience that relates to the people that you serve. You've been there, done it, lived, not credentials, lived. And so you have a story to share and you know where they're coming from and you know what those people need. And then you need a level of self-belief that says, I can help people with this. I care about them so much that I'm going to stand in the space for them until they rise. And I'm not leaving until they rise. And then between your level of, I've been there, done that, and I struggle with the same things, and I know a little bit more about it than you do about how to get to the solution, and I have a solution that I can share with you, and caring about those people, caring about their happiness, caring about their safety, caring about their joy. Between those two things, if you simply go out in the world and share that with people, that's where your expertise comes from. And here's the last piece I'm going to say. Most people today don't want to work with people who say, I'm an expert. I mean, I like to talk about myself in terms of being the inner badass business coach. I like to talk about the fact that I focus on inner leadership. I like to help people with their inner leadership because that's what I do for myself every day, all day. Like if you could get a window into my thought life, you'd be like, this is all she ever thinks about, listens to, how to work with my own inner leadership, how to stop causing my own temper tantrums, that's what I love to do. And that's what I'm gifted at helping people do. And so I want you to understand at the end of the day, you don't have to be perfect and you don't have to be an expert. People rarely learn from people who they feel are judging them. And oftentimes, if people see you as, well, I could never work with him because he's up here and I'm down here. People don't like to work with people like that. People want to work with relatable people like, okay, she has a hot mess life too, or he knows what I've been through, or they've seen it all. And so they're not going to judge me when I tell them everything that I'm dealing with. And this is for any kind of business. You could have a dog sitting business. You could have a landscaping business. You could have a business where you start a 7-Eleven. People come back to 7-Eleven not because it's 7-Eleven. They come back for the people who own the store, who manage the store, who run it. And every time they see them at 5 o'clock every morning, they know them by name. So at the end of the day, I want you to get over this whole thing of you needing to be an expert. You don't need to be an expert. You need to know a little more than the people you're going to help. So you're a few steps ahead of them and you need to care about them and you need to share your story with them. And you have to be constantly willing to learn, grow, and change with them. You're on the journey with them. That's all I want to say. Double whammy done. Now I'm thinking I can go home because it's not raining, at least on this side of town. It's not raining. All right, everybody, I'll see you on the next FB Live. And if you're watching on YouTube. Number one, if you're in my community and you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, could you please go to the YouTube channel and subscribe? YouTube.com/Cassandra Vaughn TV. I post a lot of videos. The Daily Shift with Cassandra, which you may not be watching. Inner Strength for Entrepreneurs. I've got some old stuff called Rise and Grind. If you're in the private Facebook community, please go subscribe to YouTube.com/Cassandra Vaughn TV. And then if you're watching this on YouTube, I hope this video isn't 15 minutes because then it won't be on YouTube. But if you're watching this on YouTube, please join our community, Facebook.com/groups/Fire Your Inner Critic. Okay, I'm done. I'll see you guys later.